Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sarah Amato, Acting Public Affairs Officer for VA Northeast Ohio Healthcare System. Welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony for the site of our new Medina County community-based outpatient VA clinic. At this time, please direct your attention to the presentation of the colors. Due to the wind, as you can tell, the colors have already been posted. So at this time, I'd like to welcome June Knowlton, who will be singing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight from the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order, front. Left face.
Thank you, June. We're pleased to be here today to celebrate the expansion of world-class healthcare services to our veterans right here in Medina County. I'd like to take a moment to thank all the community and local leaders who have joined us today, and we thank you for your continued support as we break ground on this project today. At this time, I'd like to welcome our VA Northeast Ohio Healthcare System's Assistant Director, Rob Jostrom, who will now provide remarks.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. To our honored guests, community partners, and most importantly, the veterans that are with us today, welcome and thank you for sharing this special moment with us today. It's my honor to be here to celebrate this groundbreaking for the VA Northeast Ohio Healthcare System's new Medina community-based outpatient clinic. And when this facility opens in the fall of 2027, we will welcome 4,300 veterans that we currently serve throughout Medina County, and for the many more that we will welcome in the years to come. Today's event, it's more than the beginning of a construction project. It represents a commitment to those who have worn our nation's uniform and sacrificed in service to our nation. Now, many organizations have halted expansion projects, construction projects. We have remained steadfast and on course and accelerated our plans, so we are very lucky for that. Although we've had some challenges, we've had a lot of help along the way, and I want to thank everybody for playing their part. The wind today, we're powering through this, just like the other things that we've endured. I also want to recognize and celebrate many years of strong strategic planning. We've been very blessed. A special shout out to Brendan Smolik, Gwen Bowen, and our engineering team for their work on this project, which will result in a new 20,000 square foot facility, further establishing our footprint in Northeast Ohio in one of the fastest growing markets. I also want to sincerely thank our lessor, West 2nd Street Associates, your partnership for this clinic made things a reality, and I know we will be arm in arm with you moving forward, powering through the challenges that we face ahead. And lastly, at the VA Northeast Ohio Healthcare System, we have the privilege of caring for over 147,000 patients throughout our region, and our goal remains simple: deliver world-class care to our veterans as close to their homes as possible. Today is a wonderful example of that commitment, and I want to thank you all for being here, and I will hand it back.
Thank you, Rob. Next, I'd like to introduce VA Northeast Ohio Healthcare System's Chief of Community Outpatient Services, David Chmielewski, to the podium to make some remarks.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. To start, I want to add one special thank you. I echo everything that Rob just said, but we weren't sure that we would be here on this specific day. We knew we would be here on a day in the future, but it wasn't for Mr. Edward Zachary and the Medina County Veterans Service Organization, we wouldn't be here today. There was a lot of work, a lot of initial conversation that we had that allowed us to achieve and accomplish some things that had some barriers in front of them. So, sir, I greatly appreciate it. Very much looking forward to building a future relationship and a beautiful building and all of the great things that we're going to do here in Medina County. As Rob alluded to, in the VA Northeast Ohio healthcare system, we pride ourselves on bringing healthcare at a place that's more convenient to patients. And about 7 years ago, maybe even more than that, we were all sitting in a room one day and we were looking at our map. We have a lot of outpatient clinics that exist throughout Northeast Ohio. We have 12 of those. We just opened a brand new facility in Kent, dialysis center, outpatient surgery, 2 community resource and recovery centers. But one thing that we never had was a clinic within this area. You know, veterans within Medina County and the surrounding areas were consistently having to drive to Akron or to Mansfield or up to Parma to receive care that they should have been receiving closer to home. You know, Medina is still one of the fastest growing communities within Northeast Ohio, and to be able to bring a facility to this area, something that the city can be proud of, something that the veterans in this area can be proud of, it is something that we are extremely, extremely proud of. There will undoubtedly be hurdles that we'll have to pass along the way, but we've achieved all of our goals so far. This started as an idea back in 2021. That was when we formally submitted our package to our VA central office to get this facility approved. It wasn't until 2023 that we received that approval. It was 2025 that we awarded the contract, and it'll be 2027 when we open our doors. And while that was a long road, we know that's just the beginning of a lot of great work that we're going to be able to do out here, not just for the veterans of Medina County and the surrounding areas, but we look forward to being present within the community. You're going to see us out and about a lot this summer and into the future summers, speaking to veterans, both current users of our healthcare system, hopeful future users of our healthcare system. But being the first true outpatient clinic, new outpatient clinic that we've built in the VA Northeast Ohio healthcare system in some time, this is something that we take very great pride in. We will not be perfect along the way. I always say that perfect is not possible. But what we will do is continue to strive for excellence. We'll make sure to work with all of you to make sure that this is something that not only the veterans are proud of, but the residents within this community, within the greater Medina County area, that everybody can be proud of. I thank you all for coming out today. Again, this is step one of many steps, but we wouldn't have been here if it weren't for a lot of all of you. And we look forward to building those future relationships, and thank you all for the support that you've provided along the way.
Thank you, Dave. Now here to tell us more about the project, I'd like to introduce Gabe Farah, new business director for West 2nd Street Associates.
Good afternoon, everybody. Again, Gabe Farah, new business director with West 2nd Street. Little background about us. We've been doing this 30 years with various government tenants, including the VA. So trust you're in good hands to not only get to this point, but to deliver this to the finish line. Beyond that, for continuity, I remember two and a half years back, roughly, even finding this site. So, I've been involved from the beginning, from site selection through pre-award, through design, and now through construction until we transition to property management. So continuity is key, and I think not just me as in one small cog in the machine, one of the reasons we're here today. So really, I want to focus, again, getting back to the cog, that there are so many key players in this process beyond me and I just want to go through a few of those that I want to thank personally. CBLH, our design team that leads all the engineers, our architects, and they've just been teamed with us from the beginning. They've facilitated a smooth design process, laid out the original functional layout, went through design intent drawings, construction drawings, permitting, and I don't think have missed one deadline in that whole time. So thank you guys. Wouldn't be here today if we didn't get the construction drawings done, as prescribed. Shook, our general contractor, again, getting back to continuity, teamed with us pre-award, helped with budgeting, flushing out any issues post-award with design so that we hopefully mitigate any delays during these next phases during construction. Also, I will say a special thanks to Shook. This was probably the best subcontractor engagement I've seen on our VA projects. They brought 3 to 5 subcontractors per trade, pre-qualified them all. So not only are we getting the best design team and general contractor, we can feel confident that we're getting the best subcontractors that were pre-vetted that are actually going to perform the work here. Special thank you to Cobblestone Crossings. They are the master developer of roughly 70 acres, all that way. And they really took a lot of special energy and effort to make this 4 of the 70 acre, happen. And everybody from their civil team to site contractors to legal helped make this project a priority. So again, we wouldn't be here without them. We'd be maybe next year by the time this all got done and I guess ready to go for our site. So thank you. And then also our local stakeholders at Medina County and Medina Township, again, made this a special priority and got us ready to go, by early summer. So thank you all. There are a lot of names involved in each of these firms, so I thought keeping it to firms would be the best. And then also, it's been mentioned a couple times, this is, I don't want to offend any of my other VA relationships, but probably the best local VA group out of the Cleveland Medical Center as far as responsiveness during design, again, hitting deadlines during the design process, and ultimately being super involved with what the veterans are going to be utilizing on a day-to-day basis. While CBLH is a medical expert in design, and we've built a lot of these clinics, ultimately the local VA team has the best knowledge of what veterans need. So them being heavily engaged throughout was huge. And then also mention Ed at the Medina County Veteran Services. Huge awareness on this project, huge engagement. Wouldn't be possible without him and that group. Congressman Max Miller for making this a congressional priority at the federal level. So all the way up, this project has awareness and engagement. So as you can see, by the way, I've only named probably half the people that helped make this, or half the groups. So you're talking 100 to 200 people that are on the back end helping making this project a reality. So it really does take an army, and I'm really proud of everybody, even the ones not named, that helped get us here today. So for closing, I just want to let everybody know we're tracking right now in early July 2027 substantial completion. Shook has assured me that they will, obviously, with everything within their control and out of their control, will make that happen, right, guys? It may not sound like breakneck speed like prior. You hear 2021, but I can say from our experience, from 2 years from award to having a finished clinic is truly a feat. And it takes every single step and every single member that I just mentioned working in lockstep to make that happen. And I think really we should write a case study on how this is likely a perfect public-private partnership. Everything, there was of course always hiccups, but we were able to overcome everything. And I think, you know, all the way up, if they were to use this as a case study from municipal to the VA to our private partners and how we can all work in tandem to deliver a successful project. And most important, my final note, obviously, thank you to our veterans. None of us would be here today for there's far-reaching, right, may not even be in this country, you know, so not only this clinic, but thank you, you know, for everything that you guys have done, and we at WESA are committed to delivering you a really Class A clinic. This is going to be a beautiful site, green space, landscaping, a lot of natural light, pleasant interiors, so really something that veterans will be proud of, and we take pride in delivering a really Class A, beautiful facility for you guys with plentiful surroundings. And, you know, I guess in short, you know, we want to give you a clinic that befits all you've sacrificed for this country. So, thank you.
Thank you, Gabe. This concludes today's remarks. I'd like to thank everybody for attending, and I'd also like to thank again American Legion Post 202 from Medina for the presentation of the colors today. At this time, we'd like to ask all those who have been invited to participate in the ceremonial groundbreaking to retrieve a shovel. Thank you again for coming, and we hope to see you again when the new clinic is operational.